decider between Titou and SuperAfim, the third game, is going to be played on Watering Hole. That's definitely a map that I like. And we are seeing, yet again, same gods, Oranos and Isis, so no switches in here. That's proper best of 3. And in here, that's going to be kind of hard to favor anyone, because Watering Hole is, even though it's quite conducive to aggressive play, so very nice for Russian civs like Atis and Norse and literally anything that wants to rush because of the high hunt and whatnot. It's also quite nice for Egyptians because of the compartmentalized, well, that's a tough word. Compartmentalized, well, I'm not going to say it. The division of the map, let's say. How actually the parts of the map are closed off by the water and whatnot, because it leaves for a very easy and safe trade route that's very hard to somehow disrupt, unless you make some fun on the water ponds. Let's see if that's going to be an idea that Titou or SuperAfim use in this map. So, we are starting, of course, with Economic Guild for Titou, as he is wanting the hunting dogs as soon as possible because of the gazelles and overall the high hunt nature of Watering Hole. And the town center, yet again, quite nice position for him. The third TC is alright position, that's not bad on this map. You can usually see this quite often on the middle. But it's going to be quite important for the map overall because it's in the middle, which means that it's going to be controlling this part of the map and basically the way into each other's base, because the front EC of SuperAfim is basically out of any kind of strategical position. What it does though is slightly protect those 2 gold mines, which is quite important for SuperAfim, but it's not as strategically important as the one at the top. Second EC for SuperAfim also good position, the same as 42, so not any kind of disadvantage. But what I see right off the bat is the whole lot of nothingness in gold department for Titou. Nothing, 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 even more nothing. And here down, there is 1 gold mine. And otherwise, it's all in the middle. Well, that's pretty tough break for Titou. So he definitely needs to go for this TC, and it strengthens the idea that this is going to be a very crucial part of the game, and the fights for this TC, for this gold, are going to be important for Titou, and even for SuperAfim, because if he could deny this position to his opponent, well, that could definitely be going a long way towards securing the victory in here. Otherwise, it's not going to be easy for Titou to secure the right part, or rather the left part, as it's not going to be easy to wall or whatever. There are those some relics in here. Better infantry heck armor, that's a nice one. And the second one is for better cavalry speed. Oh well, that's a nice double. And right now Titou is already discovering exactly that. Oh, yeah, he's going exactly on top of it. So he should be finding it just about now. And he does. And he does, and he also knows where's the next gold. Right now he's probably recognizing that the map is not really in his favor. So he's going to be careful. Going to have to be careful all around. But he also has quite a decent amount of hunt. Those gazelles are going to help together with the elephants. So yep, that's going to last him for at least some time before he's needing to develop somewhere further. Bit of alliance for the opponent, besides the gazelles at the top as well, and extra cranes in here, which are probably going to be present for the opponent also. Yeah, 42. So that's a pretty decent spot. Some hippos in here, and same goes for some gazelles at the top, and of course even more gazelles at the very bottom. So the map overall seems to be pretty much okay, even though the hunt is slightly more favorable for Titou, I would say. Definitely not ideal for SuperAfim, because you would definitely like to turtle a bit more, which this map doesn't allow him all that much. But if he can set up a wall in here, which is already something that he's working on, that could really serve him quite a lot. It will protect the gold mine at the top, together with the extra hunt and some very sweet trade route from here all the way to the bottom, or even down here, even though this is going to be safer, as this could be going around and through the battlefield, so that's not ideal. But otherwise, really sweet position for him, and SuperAfim could be very easily walling. Put a wall here, put a wall here, and you are as safe as you can be, especially with having big gold mine right inside your base. That's a sweet spawn. That's a sweet spawn right there. So what is this relic? Okay, that's the one from the bottom. We will be probably advancing into the next age. Yeah, we are going into Prometheus. And are we having some extra upgrades? Pickaxe is coming in, and Hendax is probably going to be coming right after that. So moving forward, the Gazelle's at the top, whereas recognizing that he needs to somehow control the middle of the map, just now scouting the gold next to the town center. And he's also quite nicely scouting his opponent on the left, trying to see what's happening next to the TCs, and also at the bottom, which he right now knows that there are 3 gold mines, which is going to be an important part of the map, and he knows where to potentially look if his opponent is going outside of his base. Switching to SuperAfim, who is still not clicking in, even though he's having the temple. So I'm kinda expecting that he will be going for a faster heroic, especially on the map like this, because it doesn't really make all that much sense going for husbandry right now to do a classical fight, because why do that against an Atlantean? So Bust coming in, will be advancing at like 540. That's pretty much a standard time, so we will be waiting for Prosperity sometime soon. So where is the Pharaoh? Just now on foot, as he needs to gather enough. Whereas Promethean is already getting rid of the obelisks, so that he makes his opponent blind as much as he can. While this priest is trying to do exactly the opposite and place extra obelisks at crucial spots on the map. And he's having a pretty nice line of sight right about now. Even though he's going to lose that right about now. It's still not bad, and I don't fully understand this part. Why he's building a wall here and not here. Probably because he actually wants to lure his opponent in, so that he's under fire. It really seems like that he wants to lure his opponent through this way, to be under fire from the tower all the way, and then from TC as well. So I kinda think that's exactly the idea behind this seemingly weird walling by SuperAfim. Let's throw on the Fog of War to see what is happening all around. So far not much. Just still getting rid of the obelisk, and of course forcing SuperAfim off the hunt. So yeah, that was a bit of a threat, as I was saying at the start, that the hunting spots are not ideal for the red player, whereas they are much better for Titou. That could be a bit of a problem, but look at how he doesn't have enough piggies in here, even with all the husbandry extra resources that he's going to get from that. It's probably not going to be all that easy for him, and he definitely needs to gather the armor of Achilles sometime soon. So he's getting into the next age, or rather hoping to get into the next age soon, with Mithril horseshoes being gathered by Titou. He's also having a pretty decent army, and yep, you can see this is exactly what SuperAfim wanted, and it's working quite nicely, luring the army right next here. And but yeah, well, that's quite nice. Yes, that's nice. That's a nice stolen relic. Good job, Titou, and that was sloppy by SuperAfim. Just a bit too late with RunFRF. And this is a very important relic actually, because this is a relic with the 5% better attack for melee units. Do I remember this correctly? Now it's like armor, but at any rate, it's pretty important because it's going to be making his Murmilos survive all that much longer. So that was pretty nice haste. As we are going to be seeing the prosperity right now from SuperAfim. So let's just look at the trickle of the huge amount of gold, and with Nephthys coming in, and just about now Hands of Pharaoh for better priest range, and being able to pick up relics. Well, it's kind of too late, isn't it, right now? Isn't it? Well, there's one hippo here that he can actually get to, if he wants to. But otherwise the situation is getting kinda dire, and does he know about the top? Well, he should. Maybe he didn't notice because he didn't scout all the way, which is kinda unfortunate because that's definitely a food source that he should be wanting to actually use. He doesn't have anything else. The bottom is quite nicely protected by Titou, or protected. He knows if his opponent is going to be advancing there, and he's also going for a second TC right about now. So definitely this map is not going as well for SuperAfim as it was going on the first Mediterranean. So 8-minute advance into the heroic, not bad. Definitely could imagine slightly better, but also not bad either. And he is attempting a second TC. Oh, this is going to force defensive. Ancestors or not? Doesn't seem so. And I think that's the correct decision because of the hero Turmas and the Murmil as well. As you can see that already Sphinx is going to die in here almost as well, and this means that SuperAfim has to switch from his idea of a second TC and needs to go for a Migdol inside his own base, as he needs to first build up some army to defend against all the units that Titou is already having right about now. You can see on the minimap the trickle of the units from his home base going all the way in here. So he was already basically waiting for second wing of his army, and all the map play is going to be from Titou about denying the second TC, because this is basically denying all the TCs to SuperAfim, as the third one is out of reach altogether. There's no way that SuperAfim is getting there, so the fight is going to be super important in here, and Ancestors will be coming in, it seems. Let's see, with reinforcement they should be. Oh, he's even going for a willy fight. Shockwave, and that's another reason why he should be calling the Ancestors with. Why isn't he actually using this? I would be using that because that's weird. He's probably thinking that he will be using the Eclipse Sundams later, when he actually amasses some kind of army from mythical units, but I don't really see how that's going to happen, but probably also hoping, or rather thinking, that he doesn't really need it, as Titou is going to be retreating exactly like this. But I'm not exactly sure what he is going to be hoping to actually achieve by the Eclipse later on. Well, but let's see, maybe he will achieve something that will be worthwhile. Right now though, Promethean definitely making his presence count, as he's having the attack bonus against buildings. But reinforcements need to be coming in from Titou, as so far that's not happening. And the army is getting stronger at the bottom. Right now Titou has discovered what's happening with the gold. It's going to the top. Right now with the market being finished. Oh well, Titou is going to be seeing exactly where the trade route is, and is maybe going to be tempted to actually build the dock and go for a bit of a sneaky offensive through the boats in here. Well, let's wait for that. At the same time, the bottom TC is finally finished for SuperAfim, so that's a small victory. And even though he had to use defensive Ancestors, it definitely paid off, as he needs the town center to push up his economy and somehow survive what is going to be coming from Titou as an aggression. Getting rid of the trade route and of course some villages as well. On top of that, and with proper micro, I think he could be killing some extra. You can see that quite a lot of the villagers are almost half dead. Yeah, those three are definitely able to be picked up, but Titou needs to be paying enough attention. Right now he is. Goodbye. But with chariot archers arriving on the battlefield, he has to retreat somewhere else and hope that he can return back stronger than ever. Another army though is growing in the middle, 42, and is he actually attempting to advance through Heroic Age? Yes, he is. Right now he is going through Theia. Well, that's much more reasonable choice in here than in the first map, but we also see pretty decent upgrades. Hendux and Shaft Mine, that's not half bad. And it seems like that he is doing quite well overall, and is already going into the middle for the gold, so that means that this town center should be coming under his power pretty soon as well. Okay, a bit of a tour around the bases and the markets of SuperAfim. And here we go with the dock. Thank you, Titou. That's exactly what is needed in here, and this is basically going to put a stop to the trade. Because once he advances, which he right now did through Theia, the siege boats are going to be killing those trade markets in here, and there's not going to be any trade for SuperAfim at all. Like, at all. So those brave Turmas are right now being killed through the chariots and whatnot. But it also means that he's going to be switching to the top. And oh, this seems like... Oh yeah, this seems like actually a transport ship. Yeah, here we go. Here we go with the transport ship. And where was the tree actually built? Inside the home base? Yes, inside the home base. It's have to protect against potential threat from god powers, and also because, yeah, he needs it at his home if in case he is under some kind of pressure. Nicely played, Titou. Nicely played. And since you can see that SuperAfim is absolutely oblivious to what is going to happen in here, just waiting at the bottom, because he was fully expecting that the attack is going to be coming on the second TC, as he's right now walling in. yeah, goodbye trade route, goodbye a lot of resources, goodbye gold mining, and goodbye absolutely everything, because once you run out of this gold, which is going to be coming reasonably soon, he's having left just a few thousand gold in here. That's going to be pretty much it, and this is a very nice clever use of those water patches in here, and that's exactly what you should be using them for. So on one hand, it allows some safe, well, let's finish the thought, some safe marketing for eggies, but once you actually do something like this, it's going to be all that easy to actually disrupt that and potentially even put the eggie out of the game altogether. Right now we have seen the villager in here potentially waiting to build the rock himself, but I don't think that's actually the case in here. He's probably just stuck there after building all those markets. But yep, this Migdal is probably not going to be built all that much. And even citizen is coming in, so that's going to be a palace being built exactly on top of it. And yeah, tough luck. But he also needs to get rid of this camel caravan, which he isn't. So unfortunately, Titou cannot build himself. But it seems like this position is going to be quite tough to defend for SuperAfim. He seems to be losing in here slowly, but not really all that fast. But if Titou plays this correctly and is able to build his buildings fast enough to establish his home base in here, or rather forward base, it might be quite tough for actually SuperAfim to get rid of him at this point overall, because looking how he's just trying to finish with the Migdal, it's probably going to be quite hard, and especially with Biremes right now and Steam Amber getting into the fight as well. Yep, that's going to be a pretty tough job, as the chariot archers are not going to be useful, and those priests are just going to be picked off by the Mormelos and of course by the Turmas in here. But careful with the birdie. Oh well. And right now he's biting the dust. But it seems like that actually SuperAfim is kinda seeing where this is going. And I have to agree, because yet again, the gold is not there. Once he is out of the gold in his own base, that's 1500, it is almost done. Yeah, 3000 gold, he is out of anything, because he would be forced to somehow go to the town center either here or here, and I don't really think that Titou would be allowing that at all, especially because of the nice scouting from Oracles and those villages at the top, so he would be seeing absolutely everything. So nice sneaky play in here by Titou, and that has won him the game and the match overall, so congrats on winning 2-1. Let's have a look at the post game. With Titou winning on economy and total score, but losing on military. That's kind of interesting. But the economy was, right now, quite a lot better by Titou. That's the difference that we would be expecting for an Atlantean. But not much anything else that would be interesting to see in here. Just the military units all the time stronger for Titou, and he definitely did make it count. Alright then, so that was actually a nice game and nice match, and congrats Titou on winning against SuperAfim 2-1 and advancing into the second round of the No Patch tournament. GG.